All throughout your career, what was it about Ben's script and character that stood out to you?
Well, it was a really good script. I mean, that's first and foremost. And I read a lot of scripts. I also write scripts, and there was something so complete and yet incomplete, if that makes any sense, about his movie. And I just knew that once I spoke to him and the vision that he had, the things that were important to him would make a great film. I was right.
Yeah. And when Judith's daughter goes on this journey to find her father, it forces the family, particularly your character, to come to terms with her past. How did you go about creating that space for yourself to dive into those darker moments?
Well, I have those darker moments inside of me as a person, so it isn't horribly difficult, sadly, to tap into my own trauma. But I think, through this journey that that Emma's character goes on, and for your viewers that don't know, she goes to find her biological father, and she uncovers this secret about Judith, my character's past, that she had kept hidden from her. And I think more than anything, it really just follows the experience of a teenager who is learning for the first time, and I think that this is very relatable, that our parents are human and messy and flawed and have a past. I think our kids, I'm a proud mommy of two, but I think my kids look at me and have no real concept that there were 38 years before they came along. I had my son when I was 38, my daughter when I was 41. So that's a whole lifetime of mistakes, of growth, of love. And so I think that what this movie does really, really well is demonstrate a child figuring out that part of growing up, but also having this mystery along with the self-discovery.
Yeah.
That makes for great, great, great filmmaking.
Yeah, definitely. When you're tackling a project that tackles these sensitive topics, does that bring a different weight slash pressure to it?
I don't think so. I think the most important thing for me at this point in my career is to do movies where there is some kind of social commentary attached. And so I think, it seems like Secrets has been a theme of mine for the last couple of years, with filming Brazen as well, my Netflix movie that dropped a couple of weeks ago. I feel like that the secrets are also part of that. And I think the other thing that's so important to say about Who Are You People is that there's no question about the morality. I think, there are many things about these characters that are unforgivable,
Mm.
but I think the movie exists in the space of what happens next. And I think often we don't see that in filmmaking.
Yeah.
We see a very distinct conclusion that is supposed to make you feel a certain way, whether it's a happily ever after or whether it's, a to be continued, a dun dun dun. But Who Are You People leaves us with, okay, now what?
Mhm.
Now what happens? And I think that's life.
Yeah. In addition to the starring in the film, you're also an executive producer and you've produced a ton in the past and you've also written. How's your work behind the scenes made you a stronger actress and vice versa?
Well, I think it's made me a lot pickier. Just because, I read a lot of scripts, and sadly, a lot of them are not great. The good news about that is that when there is a movie or a script that is sent to you, like Who Are You People, you really recognize it for its greatness. Um, and I think that because I have all of those, I used to hear this thing when I did theater when I was a kid, um, which was, if it's not on the page, it's not on the stage. And I get that now. I really understand that now, that no matter how good you are as an actor, you can't create something that's not there. You can't create things in between the lines, because so much of a film depends on the editing. And so a lot of the between the lines gets cut out.
Mm.
So, I feel like my job, and especially on this as a producer, was to try to find the between the lines moments, but also like such strong performances by Devin and Emma in this movie, and the performances don't end on what we ended up with in the film. I was so taken by watching all of their takes. They gave us so much to work with, and Ben is just a great director, in finding nuance, especially for my character, the nuance and the detachment almost, and this facade that I think that we all sort of put on, this kind of fakeness, that he really understood.
You've worked on projects of all sizes. What is it about independent filmmaking that excites you as a creative?
I think that there's something really beautiful and fundamental about a crew coming together for the art of filmmaking. And I'm not sure that that happens in huge budgets anymore. It becomes about overtime. It becomes about the helicopter shot or the drone or whatever it is. And a film like this with a script and a director like Ben, it's really about the filmmaking. And everyone's there with the same motivation, which is to make a good film. And so I think there's really something very beautiful about people from all walks of life coming together with a common purpose. And that common purpose was, the script and Ben's vision.
Great answer. And then final question for you. There's so many timely and relevant themes within the film. Was there one in particular that hit home for you? And what do you hope audiences take away after they see it?
I think the thing that is, most important about the film is that everyone's going to take away something different, because we're not telling people how to feel. And I think that's really rare in a film. We are, as an audience, when you watch the film, left to our own conclusions about the movie and the characters. And so in a lot of ways, the movie, it is a testament to Ben's, I think, vision, that it asks questions, it does not provide answers. And it kind of leaves you with this feeling after you watch it, at least for me, where you're like, huh. And I know after I read the script, I couldn't stop thinking about it, but that feeling is magnified even more when you watch the movie, because it's very rare to watch a movie and there are no answers. There is no conclusion. Things aren't tidy at the end. They're not wrapped up. So, I think all of our hopes, while we were making the film, in post-production, is that the movie would provoke conversation.